Cynthia really took it. Although she still hated Charlie in her heart, after Charlie's words, she did not dare to continue to bargain with Charlie. She has realized that Charlie's character and acting style cannot be suppressed by her. In addition, Orus Hill is Charlie's territory, and the old man is also facing Charlie now. She has no other way except forbearance. If you can't afford it, you have to hold it. So, she could only suppress all the anger and dissatisfaction in her heart, and honestly said, "Okay, I choose the first one." Charlie nodded, and then said to Orville, "Orville, you have heard it. In the next 7 days, you must let your people give her strict supervision. If there are any more yellings and screamings on the street, let me know as soon as possible." Orville hurriedly stood up straight and said loudly, "Mr. Wade, don't worry, it will definitely be taken care of." Charlie gave a hum, and then said, "If she is doing well, as soon as 7 days are up, she will be taken to the airport directly, and there is no need to ask me for instructions." "Okay, Mr. Wade." Charlie looked at Cynthia again and said seriously, "Auntie, it is not my purpose to keep you in Orus Hill. It is the key to let you learn to respect others. I have already said what I need to say, so you can do it yourself." After speaking, he didn't bother to listen to what Cynthia said, turned around and went out. Cynthia was extremely angry, but she dared not show any dissatisfaction. She didn't even dare to vent her emotions by shouting, for fear that Charlie's men would not be able to get along with her again. Orville said to Charlie very gratefully and ashamedly, "Mr. Wade, I didn't get things done by myself, and I want to say sorry. I'm really sorry, I'm causing you trouble." In Orville's heart, he really felt ashamed. Charlie said that he would release Cynthia after 7 days, but after the 7-day deadline, he did not dare to release her directly, but wanted to wait for Charlie to return and report to him before releasing her. However, he didn't think about it at the time, so he offended Cynthia and what would happen. For Orville, people like Cynthia are definitely big people with great supernatural powers. If she wants to rectify Orville and Orville's family, Orville has no ability to resist at all. So he was very grateful that Charlie came over at this time and carried this pot for himself. Moreover, he is equally grateful to Isaac. Had it not been for Isaac's reminder, he might have never thought of this. It is very likely that when Cynthia retaliated, he still hadn't figured out why. Seeing him thanking, Charlie waved his hand and said, "You are doing things for me, so you don't have to be so polite about it." After finishing speaking, he looked at Isaac on the side and exhorted, "Mr. Isaac, Ruo Su is over there, you must keep an eye, and also help me pay attention to the current movement of the Su family." Isaac nodded immediately and said, "Master, don't worry, I will arrange Eastcliff's men to help me keep an eye on the Su family." Charlie said, "Okay, Orville, go to work. Mr. Isaac, take me home." Charlie sat in Isaac's Rolls Royce, and the first thing was to call Ito Nanako, who was in Japan. On the one hand, he wants to report her safety, on the other hand, he wants to inquire about the situation in Japan. After all, Ruo Su's escape from such an important prison is probably unacceptable to the Japanese Metropolitan Police Department, the Japanese Self-Defense Forces, and the entire region. Once the phone was connected, Ito Nanako's voice came over. "Mr. Charlie, have you already arrived in Orus Hill?" Charlie smiled and said, "Yes, how do you know?" Ito Nanako smiled and said, "I was following the news in Orus Hill and found that some media were promoting the news that Miss Song had returned. Since she has returned to Orus Hill, Charlie must have arrived too, yes?" Charlie smiled slightly and said, "We arrived in the morning, and we rushed to the Song group as soon as we got back, so I'm sorry to report this to you late." Nanako Ito smiled and said, "Charlie is too polite, you have to be busy with business, don't need to contact me for the first time, as long as you are like this, just tell me when you are done." Charlie sighed in his heart, this Ito Nanako is really gentle and considerate. If anyone marries such a woman in the future, that would be a blessing for a lifetime. Thinking in his heart, he couldn't help shaking his head, driving the thought out of his mind, and asked, "Nanako, is there any activity in Tokyo?" "Has?" Nanako Ito said. "A major incident happened in Tokyo the night before. Ruo Suli, the first criminal who killed the Matsumoto family, escaped from prison. This incident only broke out yesterday afternoon. It was said that Ruo Suli was dropped. People have disappeared. The Metropolitan Police Department and the self-defense forces are going crazy, and they are conducting carpet searches across the country. After speaking, Nanako Ito said again, "The impact of this incident in Japan is very bad. The director of the TMPD has already taken the blame and resigned this morning. A friend of my father, a senior of the Tokyo Homeland Security Bureau, was in danger, took over the post of director of the TMPD." Charlie couldn't help but laugh secretly when he heard this. This TMPD is really unlucky. This incident, at first glance, was that the Su family was secretly engaged with the top officials of the Japanese self-defense forces. According to the confession of the captain of the ship Ruo Suli last time, this incident is that the Japanese self-defense force first handed over the people to the TMPD, and then placed them together with the TMPD and Sus family. In his hand, he exchanged the person, and then threw the pot to the TMPD. They originally wanted the TMPD to take the blame, and then the self-defense forces would catch Ruo Suli again, so as to enhance the influence of the Japanese self-defense forces in the country. But I didn't expect that in the middle of this matter, Charlie suddenly popped out and brought Ruo Suli back to the country. In this way, the loss of the Japanese self-defense forces is not too great. After all, the TMPD is carrying the pot, and they are just emptying out. But the TMPD is really bad. People are theirs, and the responsibility rests with them. If they fail to catch Ruo Suli, they would be a shameful criminal in the Japanese judicial field and a fair criminal in Japan. So Charlie said to Ito Nanako, "Your captain and crew are still on the way back. After they return, they should tell you that Ruo Suli has been captured." Ito Nanako asked in surprise, "Ah? Charlie, why did you catch Ruo Suli? You two know each other?" Charlie smiled and said, "I have some personal grievances with her. After sailing that day, she wanted to kill me at sea, but unfortunately, she was not as skilled and was caught by me." Ito Nanako hurriedly asked, "Then Charlie, are you okay?" "I'm fine." Charlie smiled. "Now Ruo Suli is in my hands, but I still hope you keep it secret for me." Ito Nanako said without hesitation, "Charlie, please rest assured, I will keep it secret for you." Charlie said again, "Oh right, Nanako, you just said that the newly appointed head of the TMPD is your father's friend, yes?" Nanako Ito explained, "He is my dad's college classmate and one of his best friends." Charlie smiled and said, "Then I think it is for you. I will give him a big gift."